Hello everybody and welcome back to Crochet Through Corona. Hopefully you are getting good practice in of your increasing and decreasing now to make your Easter eggs. I'm now going to show you how to change colour if you want to make a different colour border around your egg. So here I have an egg that I have done all the decreases. I'm literally just finished the last single crochet 2 together. And now I'm going to change the colour of the yarn so that I can go around the outside in this pink colour instead. So I'm just going to release a load of yarn because it's always easier than battling with the ball of wool, as I've said a number of times. Right, so now I'm all set to go. And now I'm going to put the colour that I'm currently using down the back of the egg, or down the back of the work that I'm working on. I'm going to get the end of the new colour and run it alongside the piece of yarn that or the colour that I'm currently working on, and I'm going to pinch that with the fingers on my left hand. But before I do that, I'm going to take the tension and then I'm going to pinch it just here, keeping the tension nice and tight. And then I'm going to do my first chain, and instead of using the cream colour to yarn over, I'm going to use the pink colour. So I simply yarn over and pull through. And I'm going to keep my fingers there for a little longer to make sure that it's fully attached. And I'm going to start my first single crochet coming down the side. And I'm going to pinch the two colours on top of the work as I go to make sure that they are secured and to save me sewing in so many ends. So as you can see, I've got the two colours running along the top of my work here. And I'm just going to carry on looking for how the rest of it is absolutely the same as we've already learned. So we're looking for those two pieces of yarn to go through, and I'm going to put the extra yarn over the top to trap it in. I'm going to pull through and pull through. And then we just keep moving down. The next stitch is nice and easy. It's this nice hole here, and I've still got my two pieces of yarn that I'm just going to sit over the top and yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through those two loops. And I'll probably just do one more with these two pieces on, and then I can let them go. I will just look for my yarn, my holes first. So I'm going to insert my hook underneath those two pieces, bring the colour changes over, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and then I'm just going to let those drop behind and ignore them now for the rest of the way around, and just continue as we did when we were using the same colour all the way around. So I'm just inserting my hook and make it down the side instead of into a stitch, and hopefully you've started to get the hang of that a bit now. So we're just looking for the end of each row, and the ones in between are a bit more tricky because we want to get those two pieces together. And yarn over and pull through. Oh, there's two pieces there that I can there's one. I'm just going to try and find that second piece there, but remember, if you are finding it too tricky to keep finding the individual pieces, you can just go behind the block of yarn and into the hole instead, and that will have a similar effect. It will just mean a slightly bigger hole at the side. And then we're moving on to the turning chain, the foundation chain, sorry. And we're just going to single crochet in, and I am going to keep my cast on piece of yarn pinched along the top of my work, and then I can avoid sewing in any ends there as well. Basically, I'm just quite lazy and I'm not a fan of sewing at all. And I'm just going to speed it up now so you can see the finished product. Remember not to pull it too tight because you will start to find your work curling up. I'm going to drop my tail now because I think that I have done enough to secure that. It does depend what kind of work you're making. If you were making something that's going to go in the wash a lot or going to be pulled out by children a lot, you might want to do it for a bit longer or opt for sewing in the ends to make sure you're confident that it's secure. But if it's something that's for an adult and that's not going to be going in the wash, it's not going to get much action, then you might want to just do this option, and then it's just that bit quicker. And less faff, and I'm always up for less faff. Now this top row, I'm going in here, and then I am going to do my magic join into this first stitch here. I think actually I'm going to do another single crochet across there to finish that shape of the egg. So it is a bit about just finding trial and error. Where do you think looks best? I'm going to call mine a day there, and then I'm going to use an invisible join, which I'll just remind you of now. I'm going to cut a nice tail. I'm just going to cut these pieces straight off so that you can see how simple that is. Love it. And those are done, great. I'm going to pull this through. So I've fastened off. I'm going to grab my darning needle and thread it. And then if you remember, we're just going to try and mimic that V shape that we get from all the other stitches. So we're going to insert underneath the next stitch down. Here it is, I'm going underneath. And then I'm going back into this top stitch here. And I'm going to go through the back of the work while I do. And I have now mimicked the stitch. And that is why it's called an invisible join. And then I will just sew in this end, as we have on many other occasions. Being grateful I'm only doing it once, because the amount of times I stab this needle into my finger is unreal. You'd think I'd get a bit better at it, but I'm not. Coming back through some different threads. And then last pull through. Here we go. Job's a good one. I'm just going to cut the end off here. And there we have it. My egg with a different colour border. If you have any questions, as ever, you can always get in touch via the Facebook group or on the website, or by a private message. If you don't want to do it on a public forum, that's absolutely fine. I'd love to hear from you, and please do start sharing some pictures of your creations. Happy hooking and have a good day.